Hi guys.
Hi.
So for those of you who are new to me, who might not know who this lovely young lady is, this is Hope. Yeah, and she's my oldest. She's my daughter. So we're actually out at a state park, and she was doing other things. We're working on her personal stuff, and then she was still recording a video on the phone. And I'm like, "Hey, Hope, do you want to do Facebook Live with me?" She's helped me before. If you follow my one of the groups that I do for women achieving mental and emotional wellness, she has done a few Facebook Lives in there with me. But I don't think we ever did. Well, no, we did one on this page before. I guess back in December, way before December, last summer when my devotional book came out.
Oh, we
Yeah, we
did.
did.
We're unboxing that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a while. But anyway, the lighting here is not the greatest. It's like we're under a pavilion and then the sun keeps shifting which way it's coming from. So anyway, so excuse us if it's a little dark. So this is Hope, and so we started talking about like all the things that we do for fun as a family. And I thought since it's Labor Day weekend here in the US, it's 3-day weekend, and a lot of people are doing things to just relax and take a break from work. Um, so we want to talk about that right now. My boys, who the younger ones, so she's the oldest, and I have two boys, 7 and 5 years old, and they are right now are collecting all the dead branches beyond the woods
Yes.
beyond us, and we can see the tree there. So all the trees in the back. So on the ground, there's all these dead branches. So they're pulling all the branches out, like they're collecting wood, So the boys are right beside us, so we can see them, and they're having fun. So anyway, I thought Hope was good. Hope. Oh, no, I don't have a watch to keep track. I want to see how many things Hope can come up with in 1 minute. How many things, all the things that we do as a
For
family,
fun.
for fun as a family. So I was going to see how many she can come up with in a minute, but now we don't have a phone because my phone is here, and then her phone is used as a prop right now. So it's like we don't have anything too much to track time. But I think you can do it. So think about what are all the ways that we have fun as a family. Go.
We do vacations, we eat ice
If you
cream.
go too fast, even I cannot understand what you're saying.
We do vacations, we eat ice cream, we have sleepovers, we have like family dinners, we have individual times,
What do you mean by individual times?
individual times for all of us to take a break from life and then spend time with each other. Um, we do a lot of walks together. Just got into hiking ish.
Yeah, hiking as much mom can tolerate.
Yeah.
So that hiking ish, I like that. What else?
We go to church together. I don't know if that counts.
It's fun. We think it's fun.
Yes. Do a lot of stuff.
We go to museums. We go to nature parks. We love going to botanical gardens.
Yeah, coffee shop,
libraries, parks and playgrounds in the area.
Yeah.
Any body of water, as you know.
Oh my gosh! Right? It doesn't even matter if it's like this
a
small.
little teddy, yeah, right. Like a small creek or big river or ocean.
Yeah,
we love
really
water.
like water.
And the pool, right? So yeah, we love being around water.
We like a lot. There's just so many. I'm like,
I think you cut most of it. I think when I asked about individual time, I was wondering what you're thinking about. So you said about spending time.
But there was two ways
Yeah,
I was
go ahead.
saying that, because it can also contribute to spending time with the family. Like, we do have individual time, like, with each other, but then our mom also has individual time that she sets with each one of us, so that we're, I guess, better, more refreshed for life and for dealing with each other.
Oh, I like that. So that's how you. Is that why you think I do that?
No, but it's like.
But it's a good point. It is
yeah.
a very good point. So yeah, can I chime in on that one?
Sure.
So yeah, so individual time, like she said, so there's times where each person we kind of give each other some space. Like Hope needs her alone time, and Daniel needs a long time, Gay needs a long time, Mom needs a long time. But there's also that individual time where they get individual time with me as the mom. Whoop, and there goes the phone. They get individual time with me where I block out time on my calendar to do something with. Oh, hi, Gabby. To do something with just each one of them. So like we'll have yesterday was Daniel's day. I mean, he wasn't really planned because he was sick, and then ended up to spend the day with me. But then what was it, Wednesday? It was you know that spent the day with
Again, I was sick, but
right. And so sometimes there's times that we don't plan, but then we take advantage of all these opportunities, if you want.
Yeah.
If one kid is home, then we make it that's about them. But also my calendar, like you said, I do block out time
Yeah.
to do just movie time with one kid, or we're gonna go like with her. One night loves to go shopping, having a teenager. So we do things just I work out, I work my schedule that I have help with the boys so that she and I could just have time alone. And then the boys also like that. And it's not just I originally started doing that. Been doing that so that the kids have my undivided attention. There's three kids in the house and one parent, so it could get sometimes it gets chaotic where everybody needs mom, and I'm like, wait, I have to do this for your brother. Wait, I have to do this for your sister. So it's hard for each one of them to have the individual time with me, but so I have to be very intentional about blocking that time for them, for each one of them. And for me, it was a way for them to give them the individual attention they needed, no, my undivided attention, and also just kind of build them up. It gives me a chance to
Yeah.
it gives me a chance to kind of connect with them and see what they're dealing with, what they're working on, what they're struggling with, what they're into these days. I mean, we talk about these things all the time, at dinner table, car rides,
Yeah.
even when we're in the car going to the doctor, we take all those opportunities to connect with one another. But when they have that individual time with me, it's time that
Yeah.
I block out just to do that.
Yeah.
And I like that what you pointed out. I guess the added benefit of that is
Yeah.
that it helps them get along with each other as well.
Exactly. And it's not just like with her. Sometimes I'll have individual time with like Gabe or with
Yes.
Daniel, or like right now the boys are having individual time by themselves just to work on like their relationship and things, because I know like
And they
when
came a
we're
long
in,
way.
yeah, they came a long way. And
Yes,
like
yeah.
with us, at least when all three of us are together, we're always at each other, we're always fighting, and sometimes we're not. Like we're not always fighting, but we do have our moments.
There's siblings rivalry that goes around,
Yeah,
and that's with any family.
Yeah.
But I like you said, like right now in
Yeah.
our family, honestly, it's even to see the boys playing alone like this by themselves,
and not like yelling for mom. Yeah.
Yeah, and that none of us, neither you and I, have to be there physically to keep keep them alive. That is a praise. I mean, the boys work so hard on their own social skills, on their own self-regulation, that now it helps them get along with each other and gets them get along with friends at school, friends, at church, and they want to do things in the community now because they can take care of themselves better. So, for all the parents out there who are like, oh my goodness, I can't to get a break from my kids, I can't, take them anywhere. It gets better. You just have to keep working at it. And then keep focusing on those goals that make sense to your family. So for my boys, like, hey, you like doing things in nature. In order for us to do these things in nature, there's some things we have to work through. Let's practice, And yeah, all of those in and out of therapy. This is why, it's all came to this. And it's like we can actually go away and everyone is enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Kat. She says, I love that family always come first. Yes. And I love how everyone gets their own time and space. Oh, yeah. We need that in the house, right?
Water.
What? Can you say hi?
I need
No water?
Because I definitely feel like if we didn't have family first, we'd all be like very
at each other's throat, right?
Yeah. And very.
Are you hot, buddy?
He's just like pouring water over his head.
Oh, he has. It's nothing in your hair, honey. It's a spider web.
And we have.
It's okay. Yeah, Hope got it. What did you say to Hope?
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right.
Yeah.
What about 5 more minutes, guys, and then we'll get going?
We need to get some like more wood.
Well, honey, you don't have to pull all those branches out of there. Sorry, guys, this is our life.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, 5 minutes so we can get going.
We put down lots of wood.
Lots of what?
Lots of wood.
I picked up a whole entire piece of wood. I picked up a whole entire piece of wood.
Like a whole tree. Their nostrils.
I picked up a whole tree, then I put it down there. It's right over there.
All right, once you guys go finish.
Yeah, and I got hit by a long piece of tree.
I was hit in the
and I got hit by a tree on the head.
Are you okay?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's just be careful. 5 minutes and we'll get going, okay?
I'm wearing flip-flops and I can still...
Oh, be careful though. Yeah, especially that. He had sneakers and the sneakers apparently did not make it in the car.
The house, yeah.
So, anyway, I think we kind of wrapped it up. What else do you want to add, Hope?
I'm not really sure.
Not really sure? Okay. Yeah. So we're talking about having fun as a family. Why do you think that's important though? For families to have fun together? I mean, we talk about ways that, we give each other space and support one another and do things together. But why is that important for all families? I know I put you on the spot. You did not get time to prepare for this.
I was thinking about this.
You were thinking about it?
As
so
you were
reading
saying
my mind now?
As you were saying the question. As you were saying the question.
Yes.
I remember at my old school, and even at this school too, I had friends who were like, weren't connecting with their family. Like, they had rivals within their family. And like, I was like, oh, you're still fighting with your mom, and this is like 2 weeks later, and she's like, yeah. I was like, well, do you talk to her? Like, what about dinner time? And she's like, oh no, I eat my dinner in my room. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, oh, and we just text. Like, she didn't.
You need to stay off your spider web, dude. Okay, we really have to watch here. You have like.
She didn't communicate with her mom like face to face. It was more of like texting, and I kind of was like, that was really odd to me. I didn't really think, like, I was like, that's not like, I just had like, and I still do, like, a really good relationship with my mom, where I'm like, I'm not mad at her, like, I can't stay mad at her. So to me, being mad at your mom or like a family member for that long and not actually like full on face to face communication was like really weird to me. So I feel like family coming first and like taking like this whole like making sure family comes first and making sure we're all okay is just because life is hard. And if you don't have family, like, what do you have? And yes, you don't always need family. You can always have friends who are like family. Or
right, you can create. Some of us don't have biological family or close by, but you can whoever you call family. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I feel like it was very, very important, just because I felt like, okay, me in the future, because I'm very futuristic and I really like making myself goals and trying to make a path or like a future for myself. So I was like, okay, in the future, where would I be? And I kept like visualizing family with me, because it's like they're always going to be there. I remember the boys were fighting one day, and I was like, okay, you guys are still brother. Like, if you guys are across the country, like both of you, one of you is in New Jersey, another one of you is in like Carolina or something, or in I don't know, Washington. Like, people will still know you guys are brothers, because one of you will be like, oh, maybe I used to have a brother, or I have a brother. Like, you guys are still blood related. You guys are still brothers.
So kind of keeping those connections alive. No matter how far you are, even when you live in different countries. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But I think just to close up here, because we have to go to the boys 5 minutes. I wanted to piggyback on what you said, like your friend who had an issue with her mom and then spent like 2 weeks not talking to her mom, and they're texting when they needed something. That is a good point to make. Sorry, I have this empty bottle. It's a good point to make, because like if you build this relationship in good times, it makes it easier to work through the hard time. I'll say it again. If you build relationship for the good times, it makes it easier to work for the hard time. So, again, Hope said, well, I can't stay mad at my mom for that long. It's not like we don't have problems. We have our issues, but then we work through them. It's because we know that we depend on each other. We need each other, and we value each other that much that being mad at each other for so long is not worth it for us.
Yeah.
So yes, she can have a moment where she needs to go to a room, and yes, there's times where she texts, "Hey, mom, I'm doing this, I'm doing that." But when there's an issue, we don't solve issues through texting. Like we make sure that we set a time to talk about, hey, what's going on with you, and trying to see from each other's perspective.
Yeah. There are times where I'd be like, Mom, I don't want to do this, and she'll be like, we'll talk about it when you get home, or like, we'll talk about it in 5 minutes, or we'll talk about it.
Right. So kind of making time. Putting family first is not just always choosing family over work, which is a good thing, and we had plenty of those things. I had to give up a few contracts even this week because it didn't work for my family. And it's easy to just think, oh well, you lose money over that, but family is more important. But it goes beyond that. Even how are you building that family? How are you connecting with each other within your family? And I think that helped us a lot through some of the hard things we went through. Even when someone's sick or someone's in the hospital, like we've learned to really bond with one another because we make it a priority.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! So that's all. I guess we start with how, how we have fun as a family, but then we kind of went through like why communication is important,
Yeah.
how it's important to be intentional about connecting with one another, and I hope this was useful. Hopefully,
Then
hopefully it gives you some some tips on how you can strengthen your
Yeah.
own family as well. And thank you, my lovely daughter,
assistant
here, for being part of this live and sharing your insights and your experience. I just love you, girl.
Love you too.
All right, bye guys.